the actual stream. So the main thing I did was separate it so that Spotify is the only thing that doesn't get recorded, so that I stopped getting angry copyright things.
All right. I'm
Okay,
gonna,
so if we go
if I remember correctly, we were like at 429.
Indeed.
Yeah, I'm just gonna double check that though. Here we go. Yeah,
Here we go.
429.
Okay, sick.
Okay, I'm gonna just invite Dom to speak. If he doesn't want to, he doesn't have to. But I think he might be one of the only people here. So.
Okay. Actually, I just realized I don't need my Epic Pen for this. Bye, Epic Pen.
All right.
Okay, let's go back a couple seconds and watch the previous interaction and see what we've got going on here.
Oh yeah, the synchronized swimming. Oh my
Right.
gosh.
Well, also, we don't. Do we usually have audio? I don't remember.
For what?
The replay.
I don't
Like, do we
think
usually have
so. I
audio for
can
the
I can
game?
share audio though.
I don't know if we do or not. I just was thinking keeping it consistent, but I don't know which one if it is or is not.
In the recording, it's there, but
Oh, right. True enough. Then never
so
mind. All good.
here I'll just add it anyways.
Okay.
Yeah. Wait, why is it okay? Oh yeah, we talked about this corner and all the interactions, and then okay.
Yep.
All right. Oh, so sorry. Just getting my
Booked.
pen. Oh, you heard that?
Mhm.
Okay. All right. I think we said before how like active that the unity with the team is, especially when they're playing in a corner like this
Mhm.
versus Orange, where they're
Yeah.
not really doing much.
Well, and I also want to point out these guys are like coiled vipers, like TRK and Killers right here. Like, even though they're still like very much upfield, this is in no way committal.
Yeah.
Um, they are both able to turn back at any time, and they are just sitting there waiting. Like they're like, "What are you gonna do? Like, how are you gonna get past this? Like, what's the plan?" And
Yeah.
he's like, Zen's like, "Well, I can quintuple 17 flip resets into the net with zero boost, but can you do it on two defenders, being Killers and DRK? Probably not." So it's like they're very divided, and they're really the person here on the play, Zen. What's he going to get a pass to Vatir? There's no situation in which Vatir gets to a ball before TRK or Killers, and Monkey Moon's just like out. So
I kind of noticed that there's a very strong theme with Orange, where they have one person responsible for things, and this guy is kind of just like, if our plan works, it works really well, but if it doesn't, there this space here will be felt as an initiator play. Um, they're kind of, especially with that idea of tempo. Like we're seeing tempo beautifully done by Falcons here with a potential pass into a potential play. And if this pass is faked as a shot, Monkey Moon can't defend the fake and the shot. Um,
Mhm.
so it's like I think that almost speedrunner mentality that we talked about before is very valuable, especially like, oh, well, we have somebody here and it kind of looks like this guy, but it's actually more meaningful. And we're going to be doing something. I would doubt he's going to rotate inside their coverage, but
Orange feels very twos pilled.
yeah, it's very much, oh, we don't care about this guy, and he's not caring about this guy, and we're really only caring about the guy on the ball and ourselves. Where it's kind of more selfish, honestly. Um, but yeah, we see the turn. I don't know why Vatir is jumping. Um, this clarifies the position for TRK, and TRK can just slow down. Yeah, he does. Yeah, we see that Rawas goes away from Killer's coverage. Yeah, even with this play where it looks potentially threatening, this is at most just a 50. If this is a high momentum potential ball, it's going to this side, which Monkey Moon just left.
Mhm.
um, so even while we're not thinking about the current play and the actions, we're not thinking about what could be potentially happening, especially with our coverage. Um,
And
whereas
even
here,
if
yeah,
sorry, even if it does go 50 to the left side, Vatir's already committed going, on a path almost to their back post, and very little boost to readjust. And TRK is sitting full, like he's sitting pretty. He can turn and at least get an attempted challenge or pressure by presence scenario if it goes to the other side.
yeah. I almost want to watch Zen's touches here because I feel like they're very committal. Yeah, so he hits it in a way he can't get to it first, and then he's just going. Like if blue were to hit this here, this is good for orange. This is a giveaway to Monkey Moon because then it's no longer high momentum, and then Monkey Moon can push up. But because Zen is going here, it is not good. Yeah, and Zen just yeah, and we actually do see that happen where Monkey Moon tries to play upfield, but we have these interactions where you didn't play correctly beforehand, and now you're in this
Mhm.
weird position.
And this is currently a 2v2, but it's very close to being a 2v1.
Yeah. This is very similar to almost what we see with Flakes' gameplay, where his opponents just fuck up their positioning because of him just playing very, very solid. I might be lagging out.
Exactly. No,
Oh,
you're good.
okay. And it's very similar here, where if we look back, like this interaction, this might make sense, but why are we still this wide? There's no shot this is a high momentum potential ball. And we commit to going back still, just because we see this interaction. So I almost want to say that we we can almost determine if we're playing correctly the same way as ones where our opponents are playing more skittish and scared.
Yeah, well, and in this scenario too, I want to point out something that Falcon says really well, and that is they assert a strong coverage over a position early. They get to the position that is threatening early, and then they leave the opportunity to go away from the play open. So, whereas when we're seeing, I think Orange is really trying to play for tempo, but they are trying to arrive at the time it's necessary, where the value can really be there by holding that coverage beforehand. It's keeping those options open. Whereas if you're restricting it to you need to have value when you get there, or else your rotation is invalid. It's less well. It's much more committal. And we see like right here, both Killers and TRK are moving relative like okay, Killers moving pretty fast, but they're moving like relatively slow in terms of like now that they're here. They took their time or they sped up to get to this position quickly, and now they have options while still being able to turn away. And it would be foolish to yeah, really truly contest them in this scenario because of how much offensive presence they have, just because they've set it up early. Like they're not rushing to get into a position where they have value. They're using their coverage on the way and just holding it as their value.
Yeah, it's like piggybacking off of that. That's like a two's habit, like heavy, heavy.
Yeah.
Like we're expecting this to be a 50, and as this guy, we're disregarding this guy and this guy. We're not caring. And yeah, that would make a little bit more sense. Even if we were here, that would make sense. But then this would be vulnerable. So this makes sense in a twos play. But what about this guy? What about the pressure by presence with this guy? What about this third man with this guy? Um, there's a lot we're not accounting for. That like this is pretty instinctual. I would argue. Back post is very. ingrained in threes culture in the past, and I hope it stops because we're just not as active. Um, but it's very hard to just tell these players, "Hey, you're not playing good," because they're critically acclaimed players.
Yeah.
So this is almost like, at least in my eyes, a dichotomy where it's like, "Hey, it ain't broke, don't fix it." Where Falcons is like, "Well, we could be doing better."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I want to see the 50 not work out. I would
Whoa.
love.
Look at Monkey Moon here.
Yeah, he's just diving in. Um, this is a little unfortunate because he's already flipping. So we. Oh no. Did my computer crash? Okay, no.
No.
So we know already where the threat is. The threat is here. We already know that now because he's flipping. He has not earned this flip by any means.
Mm-hmm.
So now not Vitsira, TRK, I would really love if he were to go here and Killers go there as well. And then they start rotating independently of Rawas so that eventually Killers is about here and TRK is about here while Rawas is coming back with the ball. Um, and this is that immediate thing where we're seeing this doesn't make sense as Orange. We're giving them opportunities with our aggression, especially Vatira. What are you going to do? Who are you squishy saving? Casper's not shooting. um, and even if there was a shot threat here, what if this guy fakes? Um, we're really only covering one option as Orange, whereas with Blue, we're covering a fuck ton, unironically. Um, and I would argue it's not close. Yeah, and his flip was even incorrect, and it works out even better for us now if we're Blue. Yeah, and we have somebody immediately on the ball as Killers. I want to. So he ends committed, and he already planned his momentum to go where he wanted his coverage based off of this commit.
Just beautiful.
Yeah. This is, I think, the highest level understanding of coverage we've ever seen.
I would not disagree.
Where he's flipping, his coverage means nothing. We're also flipping, but we're going to become active quicker because he's committed. So I love this play from Falcons,
Yeah,
honestly.
none of the red, like none of France can go on this again quickly.
Yeah, unless you're Vatira, but he's hoping
But even
Casper
so, I
shoots.
think it's high momentum potential enough that I don't know if he gets there before Killers.
Yeah, no, he's not beating Killers to this. Definitely, like Killers is just there, but
Yeah.
it's very hard to argue with the way that Orange has been playing that it makes sense, especially when we're committing on guys that don't.
Mhm.
I love this turn in. Yeah, I would love, honestly, if TRK were to start faking demos like crazy. Um, and then his end goal being defensive outfield coverage
Mhm.
with
Oh, I love that.
with Killers coming in as a passing option for Rawas to come in with the shot. I
That
want to
would, yeah.
point. You go.
No, I was gonna say I agree.
I want to point out this is a 3v1. And it is all because we flipped early. Like, if we think about that, Rocket League is changing so quickly, and this is because of aggression of Orange. Blue has not shown aggression, but earning a position and finding value in that ability to earn. Where Orange is really just throwing shit at the wall and being like, I hope it sticks, and if it does, we're going to do that every time. And we're leaving a Monkey Moon that's committed, Zen with zero boost that's committed, Vatira facing in a way where the ball could potentially go, but if it is a pass, we could just pass back as Blue. This is not threatening for Blue at all. and orange has all the pressure. So we don't leave his tier K. Okay. I would have really loved if he made this offensive turn. I think this is the same thing that we saw in the Chile game though, where they're like, "Oh, we're playing safe now. We're deciding you get no options," um, which in my opinion is fine. But there's no threat. Like no one's threatening this ball at any point here. The most threat that there is actually killers going up on the wall and it potentially being a passing play to him. So I think this is a little bit of a missed opportunity. I actually want to look at all of the Blues' perspectives. Yeah, so so only Rawasta sees the full position. So it kind of makes sense to me that TRK and Killers are moving in a way that's defensive, but we still have a lot of missed opportunities. Like Rawasta could have calmed numbers or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even now we made a defensive turn into an offensive play, which is good correction. We need this offensive play, but it's too late now. We've lost our tempo. What the monkey? Yeah, we're seeing it again. Where this is actually a one's misunderstanding. Oh, sorry. He's getting the outplay touch as we're flipping. We cannot do shit while we're flipping, and we're accepting we're being outplayed, and we're still committing.
Yeah. I think we see another synchronized swimming here.
Yeah, yeah. And Fatira jumps? Oh my gosh. I think this is the first double commit we've ever seen. Like, even if Fatira hits this, you're down numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Fatira does hit this, and they're still down numbers.
But now they're down. Like, this is essentially, in this current moment, 2v1.
Yeah.
I mean, Monkey Moon will be able to get back quickly, so maybe 2v2, but...
If I was a coach for Orange, which I would honestly be honored, but I would also be a little disappointed, I would mention this interaction as the mistake. Because we play in a way that gives them opportunities. We find aggression when we haven't earned it. We find aggression when we haven't earned it, and then we give them more opportunities.
Yeah, it's like you actually did get hit by the second car, but it didn't kill you, and it made you so angry that you went and you used all of your strength to punch the next car.
Yeah.
It's pretty much how this played out.
Yeah, we're flipping a lot of orange as well. Jesus Christ. I cannot believe that we're double committing. Like if this was Worlds, I can almost guarantee you these guys would be screamed at. Just because it's FIFA E and it's a different league. I don't know if there's a mental aspect to this or something similar like that. But the fact that I feel like, especially now, we aren't taking this game seriously as Orange. We're very much just flipping whenever we want. We're going whenever we feel. And then Zen's paying the price of his teammates.
Yeah. Well, at the same time, too, there's probably an aspect of, I don't know if it's quite ego, but almost of, these players are three of the best in the world being like, okay, well, we just made a powerhouse team. Let's just have some fun taking down the best in the world, right?
Yeah, I
But
hope
then,
that's not the case.
and enter Falcons.
Yeah, 20 BPM lower Titan machines, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zen can't go off the wall. The fact that he's going off the wall means he's no longer covering high, as well as the same time as low. Um, so if he were to be here, everything is saved because Killers is not as active in the play to become this demo person. Um, if Zen was here, I would really love if TRK faked and went for a demo to make him have to do this movement. But now TRK just hits it high and Killers gets an easy double tap.
Yeah, and it's just a guessing game for Zen.
Yeah. Yeah, we even see that. Holy
Wow.
fuck. We recognize it immediately.
Zen could jump immediately here and see if he can get something.
That's like trying to run with your eyes fucking closed and hoping that you know where you're going.
Yeah, but it's going to be like that either way. So we'll see where he
Yeah.
tries for it. Yeah, he does.
He gets outplayed by himself. Yeah, and Killers is I actually really respect this by Killers. Because I would actually like a fake jump here. Um but I really like that we're not committing early on this. Because it's almost like building tension where it's like, oh, he could jump at any time. He could jump at any time. Whereas if he does jump, well, oh, we're just playing for 50. He's
Yeah.
playing extreme pressure by presence with a team that's very knowledgeable of pressure by presence. And the tier just leaves. Lost beat sound. Turn in, nice. I would honestly love if Killers can find the top right here. I would love that. But worst case scenario, he hits it here, or even better, hits it up here. Um, because we're getting past the defender like this.
Yeah. Or there's also an opportunity if he soft touches it. Soft touch and just play off whatever Monkey Moon commits on for the save.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah, like creating it to be low momentum potential and playing for that new
Yeah, he
situation.
he can do either.
Yeah, this is, and we're seeing that habit yet again where we're so aggressive, we can't tell what our mistake is because of how aggressive we are. Like
Yeah,
Monkey
that
Moon's pushed the fuck up, and we
and
can
that,
just do anything.
a lot of this is still cascading from that original mistake in the corner too.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, yeah, and Killers does play it
He did.
slow.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I like that.
Honestly, beautiful shit. Because this might be Falcons is like understanding what's happening
Like,
more of their opponents.
the reason I thought about that playing it slow is because that's exactly what I would do in this scenario. Like that. This is one of the few times where I'm like, hey, that's a decision I would have made. But I love playing it slow here because, like, where is Monkey Moon's coverage on any of the left side of the net?
Yeah. Um, I also think this might be just Falcons reading their opponents because they know they're going up against a conventional team. That's a fact. You can tell with their gameplay. If he overvalues his momentum and he hits this, it's just to a loss. Vatira is
Exactly.
rotating in, and if he still values his momentum, his coverage means nothing.
Yeah.
So I think this might be like 4D chess of like, oh, we know how you play. Fucking figure it out.
Yep.
Oh, we just hit it into him. A little unfortunate.
Yeah. A fake. I guess Materia is kind of coming in, so he does have to kind of do something here.
I would have honestly really liked if Killers left this ball and went for the bump, and then TRK went in, and Rawas played really far. Because any touch Vatira would have would be from left to right, and then Rawas could just be there, and if not, he
Yeah.
just turns. Really good play though from Falcons, understanding the demands of Vatira, but I don't think it's executed correctly.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and Rowas even does that, and TRK tries for it, but Killers just goes for the shot. Dude, I don't know why it's like giving me chills and shit whenever they turn in sync, but I love it.
Same. It just to me it shows we haven't seen that before, but this is they're able to do it. And I love it because they're able to do it. They've earned these turns where in some places they're matching coverage. In which most games we haven't seen that before.
Yeah. I really honestly love to talk to Orange Team and be like, why did Vatira continue to go on this if Monkey Moon knew he
Um,
had the save? Like
French. Unfortunately, we may need to speak French.
Shit. Google Translate, I need you. Yeah, like even after this hit, we commit to back post as Vatira, keeping us out of the play.
Which this coverage is going to be abysmal for like a second and a half.
Yeah. What is Zen doing? He's going for a bump? Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I really hope this isn't something mental. Because he could have just fake jumped, dodged TRK's bump, literally anything. Any touch here from TRK to the corner, and if Zen doesn't commit, he can get an outplay touch on Rawas. This bump is a mistake by all
Mm-hmm.
means. I feel like emotionally weird about this game because I love what Falcons is doing, but Orange just doesn't learn.
Yeah.
It's like that one kid that eats crayons. It's just like, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
You know, the bump worked, but we're out of the play as well.
And not for the better.
Yeah, I think the
Because
most. No, you go, you go.
we just bumped TRK into his rotation that he wanted.
Yeah, we gave him the assist. I think the only way Orange can salvage this, and this is gonna sound like fucking crazy to me, but I really think if Zen just holds coverage here, and Monkey Moons holds coverage on the wall, and Vatira goes BC, I think that's the only way they can reconsolidate this. Because Killers is gonna turn in, he's gonna find value with coverage, and Rawas is already on this ball, and TRK is going to be quickly back into the game.
Yep.
This is the recognition that Falcons has that I don't think anyone else in the world has.
Yeah, I'd agree. That we've seen at least.
Yeah, yeah, I should say to at least my knowledge, but I was watching like a Sunless Con video, and it was like a year old, where Rawas was playing coverage the same way. Like we as ones players in this ones understanding, this is the value. It isn't a sprint, it's a marathon, and we're taking
Hmm.
advantage of it.
And if we look at this in just in terms of just the people who are currently active being Rawas and Monkey Moon, this is a position that I find myself in pretty regularly in one's games. And in this scenario, I would personally play pressure by presence and just turn, but like I can see a lot of one's knowledge in Rawas just from this position alone.
Yeah.
Because like he's not super committed into the corner. He's still, you know, there's still lots of things he can do, but he's very threatening.
Something I would honestly love for Blue to be doing is if TRK holds this, and Rawas fakes going for the ball and tries to demo Vatira while Killers gets active. I think I would really love that.
It could be good, yeah.
It's a little bit risky, but with the way that everything's coming out, like what
Yep.
is going to be generated. Yeah, so we just see them both getting into the play. Not Killers though. I think he's going to go for boost.
I almost don't quite as much like that going for boost and flipping as Killers. Like if he had stayed here and just gotten a couple of pads and just held the coverage a bit more central, I would have loved to see the coverage on that one side from Killers and the other side from TRK being able to have that. It's like not quite synchronized swimming, but that same idea of you can calm either one of you to turn in, and you just have more coverage.
Yeah, yeah. It's almost like, what are you doing going back? This is committal. This isn't, but it keeps the option of going back, kind of thing.
Exactly.
Man, I don't know about you, but I feel like this is the most education I've ever gotten from a game, and it's the
Yeah.
weirdest one I've ever seen.
Hmm.
I say weird in reference to the dynamics of how the teams are playing against each other, but man,
Yeah.
yeah, Rawas hits it. It's a monkey moon. Oh, I love
Whoa.
this. Oh my gosh, I want to watch this POV because this is how you generate an outplay touch with little options. This is, oh my gosh.
Mm, yeah.
If I was the team manager of this team, I would give Rawas a cake. He did damn near the impossible for even the way that we're playing currently, which is, oh, he has coverage there. We can't hit it there. We still found value. We still did something meaningful, and we took advantage, which is really hard to do. So really impressive, I think.
I agree.
Yeah, now we're doing this thing that Orange isn't prepared for. We're not validating Zen being here or Vatira being here. We're just saying, what the fuck are you going to do about either of these guys? You aren't ready.
Yep.
um, I think this is kind of like a cold plunge, if you will, for Orange, where, oh, we're under a lot more pressure than we think we are. It's kind of like, at least from my perspective, like if you just start playing chess and you look at results and not the actual skill and how to get better, you're probably just going to get mad because you're like, oh, I'm losing. I don't know how he beat me. I'm going to fucking GG next.
Yep.
I think there's some elements of that with this where it's like, oh, we've been doing this for so long, GG next. It's, we don't have this adaptability that blue is showing.
Well, what it kind of looks like to me, quite a bit, is that Orange is currently evaluating the current position as it is, but um, Falcons is playing like the eval bar. Like
Yeah.
when you make a big mistake, if the opponent like the eval bar will go down for you because if the opponent capitalizes and does not validate your mistake, this position becomes worse for you. Whereas here we're seeing it. They're it's like they're playing with the eval bar off, and Falcons are playing with the eval bar on.
I actually really like that analogy. Holy. Yeah, I'm gonna see if the boost was even there. If the boost was there, no, we could have played, for reference, we could have played like this and started that gameplay loop if we were grabbing that boost. Yeah, I agree with you though. This is a big mistake now because we're validating Zen. Um, this initial outplay touch doesn't validate him. but because he's active in the play, we have to just do something about that. And I'm afraid TRK is just going to leave or become passive, and we could have had a potential threat with killers there.
It's true.
Yeah, he does turn away. What the Vatira? Did he get bumped? I'm so sorry. I wanna. What is this?
Oh, he did.
What is this? What are we doing? I'm so sorry. Oh, he did get bumped. Okay. Yeah, now we're seeing the validation of Zen. Oh, sorry. Now we're seeing the validation of Zen where he could go BC, and in us turning away is less valuable as we don't get this 2-man play of one of us going up and the other one taking that coverage that the other one just did for expecting Zen's touch from left to right. I really hope though that we turn offensively if we're TRK. Nice! Holy fuck.
Beautiful.
Dude, I almost want to see Flakes' reaction to this because I think he would be proud as fuck.
I hope so.
Yeah, I wanna point out this is a lot different than the double commit that we saw before by Orange, where Monkey Moon went up and then Vatira went up. None of these players are committed, except for Killers. He just jumped, but we aren't committed as this guy. We're deciding to play off of this guy who's playing off of these guys. We're playing extremely rock solid, and I really hope even that TRK turns sideways, expecting something to happen, and then he can just start playing pressure, or worst case, just go back.
Yeah, you can just hold coverage for a little bit here.
Okay, he commits there, which is unfortunately going to give them opportunities because now instead of us being here and being able to turn in or find value with Rowas here, we're all the way here. Yeah, I'd argue this is a lot more awkward because now we're like playing twos as blue, which is I think the first time we've seen that in this game. Um, but we're almost disregarding TRK's position here because he's so close to the interaction that he's being beat if Killers is being beat.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ, that just goes in?
Okay, so I want to make sure that Monkey Moon did not slow down at all here. Because if he slowed down at all, this becomes saved. I feel like that was, yeah, I don't know, could have been potentially savable. I understand where he's coming from, but
We
at the
have
same
to
time,
flip if we're
this
in.
is
We're too
this
late
is
if we're in.
really, really dangerous.
Oh, France, what the fuck is happening?
Je ne sais quoi.
Like, even as Zen, like, we're facing down. Like, oh my gosh. That's my bad for not reading the shot going in, but this should have never gone in. Like, fuck. Anyways.
Indeed.
Okay, so we're seeing the tried and true.
The true didn't try.
I want to make this like abysmally clear. Rawas did not boost at any point. This is the softest cheat known to man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're turning away even. I want to see if we're losing purpose. We do. Oh my gosh.
Beauty.
New kickoff strat confirmed? No. But I really love the team unity here, especially from Rawas's perspective. we're still finding these options where we could be turning literally anywhere, or going in on this play. But because we're doing something here, it's picking one of these options for us. This is how you play with Unity. This is how you play with your team. And this is how you use your opponents to your advantage. I hope we just don't go back. We just go back. I would have honestly really loved to see Killers go for this boost and Rowas go for this boost. Um, we're just suffocating as fuck here. Monkey Moon's not getting this. Zed's not getting this. And this very quickly becomes a 2v1 with a committed person going for a demo. Or it could just be a 3v1 if we're counting. Yeah, I'm just going to say.
Yeah, I mean, I understand in this scenario how Ross might be feeling kind of like, oh, I'm kind of apprehensive. What if something happens? But at the same time, what's going to happen? Like this this is like fine. Like I don't see a situation in which this isn't fine.
I think if I now is it okay if I ask for your opinion on this as well?
On sorry,
Um,
on which part of it?
on what I'm about to say next.
Okay,
So
yeah,
sorry.
I was gonna say you're good.
If I was a coach for Blue, I would be recommending external factors like how often are you exercising? How often are you having regular meals? Are you hanging out with friends and things like that? Which I think we're doing a lot as Blue because our heart rate's so low. We just feel in control. There's this almost like flow to our game that's reflected from us. But I really think the more we um, are consistent in that sense, the more consistent we're going to be in game.
I'd agree, and also a lot of that comes from a sense of like internal calmness, and that comes from exactly like you were saying, those external factors, as well as your just comprehension and competency and confidence, the triple C's in your ability to play. And we see that a lot from these guys is even though they're making some defensive committal plays or anything like that, I think a lot of that is just to do with apprehension of playing against Zen Vatira and Monkey Moon, but I don't think it's necessarily affecting them a crazy amount. Like I have a sneaking suspicion that even though Roas is turning back here, this will turn into something quickly, or at least with him being back, there'll be very few offensive options for Orange.
Yeah. I even want to point out this is possible no matter what age you are, no matter how you think you play. I watched a short cat video, and unironically the video was an hour and a half long, but it's his grind through a Mario Kart map and how he became a top 10 speedrunner on that map. And he just like goes through the stages in the video of, oh, I didn't ever think I could make this. I'm getting better, but I still don't think I can ever make this. And I really think that that's really impressive, especially because he at the end of the video states that it doesn't matter what age you are, and this video is a proof of that. And I agree. He's at the end of his 20s, and he's competing with players that are 16, 17 years old who have a lot more time to dedicate, a lot more time to do things. With age does not come restriction. It's really much a refinery. I heard before like now they changed the name from Alpha Gaming to Senpai Gaming, but the person on that channel used to always say refiner's fire, um, which is you're basically going into a situation and when you're refining something and you're doing something as a blacksmith and you dunk the metal into water, you're hoping for the metal to get stronger. And it's the same
Mhm.
sense with age. You're refining yourself over and over. And things like this, we don't see Frosty on the field.
Yeah,
Like the unfortunate reality of this is anyone could do this. It is kind of just if you hold yourself back, you kind of have to accept that.
I'd agree.
Holy fuck, we evolved.
Whoa. What a... So okay, so originally turning off was his plan, and as soon as he saw this interaction, is when he changed it to go up.
I love this. Not only is this like misleading for this is faking for the opponents. Like if we look at the opponent's perspective, like all we see is that Rawas is out of the play. That's all we see. Um, Plays like this are very apparent, especially with flakes, where um, you see a play where there's a guy that's going here, and Flakes is like shadowing, for example, and he fakes, and he does his thing. He fakes. The guy throws the ball, and immediately as he sees the guy throw the ball, he's racing for the boost. It's kind of the same thing here, where this is our fake, but this is our interaction that we're actually capitalizing on. So I really love this from Rawas.
And just the immediate recognition.
I unironically want to make wristbands of like what would Falcons do.
Yep.
Yeah, because this is almost instantaneous. Like this is, I'm gonna slow this down for reference. Like his reaction time.
Like a Formula One driver.
Right now, he recognizes it. This is crazy. He just turned. The ball moved from here to here. Like, I don't know if their coach has like reaction based drills or not, but I wouldn't be surprised with the way that he's reacted and
Yeah,
how
it's like that
fast.
catch the ruler. Like somebody drops the ruler and you have to try and catch it as soon as you can.
Yeah. We're committed as killers. Oh, I love that. Holy. I don't like it that we're giving Monkey Moon opportunities. I love it in the sense though that we're playing off of Vatira's coverage. We're not hitting it in the way that he easily can go and easily wants. And we're doing something about that. We're hitting this ball in a way that's going to be hard. But Monkey Moon's going to get more opportunities like this. Um, I almost want to see if, based off of how this happened, if we could hit it any differently. Yeah, so we could have hit it infield, which is a little bit risky. But we could have had Rawas turn back if he wanted, and we could have had this infield be a play that we committed on. But the fact that we hit it up this way, this is a completely different line of thinking, and this makes all the more sense.
Yeah, especially for this turn from Rawas.
Yeah, yeah, and we're actually turning in, so we're eliminating that option. Yeah, and this is really scary if you're GRK because Zen's coverage is going to be facing. Zen turns away, and we're just up. Wow, I love that.
Immediate.
We're invalidating them instantly.
Yeah. Giving them opportunities? No. Gonna take those back.
I think Falcons is refuting this cheat here. Like even though it looks very similar, the point at which we're turning is very different. And we're also turning at the same point of interaction that our guy would love to flow in, where we're not doing that. Wait, did I do that wrong? Did I forget the kickoff? I forgot the kickoff. So sorry.
They're good.
But we're doing this in a way for Monkey Moon where we're very committed. Like he doesn't peel away, and he doesn't go back and have Vatira go up. Whereas Rawas stays mobile and he's making active decisions, and he's not being restrictive of killers. Where we see Monkey Moon doing that for Zen.
Falcons is just very malleable. to the play. They're able to change. They're like a jello. They can fit into molds and stuff like that. They're not trying to be a rock.
I almost wonder if they were given like homework of read Sun Tzu. But yeah, no, this is high level understanding of not only how to play the way you want to, but how to take advantage of your opponents.
No matter who they are.
Yeah. Like Falcons in a very literal way is viewed as an underdog. And they won and it wasn't close.
hmm
So I think this is what I've been telling people to do more recently in free play when they're like, hey, how should I be treating free play? Treat it as a real game. Get the second touch before your opponents. And I love that from TRK. He's just instantly going up. Um,
And also, it kind of it's going to allow Falcons to really converge on Orange's position based on what they do. Like they're all currently facing the like they're going to be matching coverage pretty quick here, especially Zen and Vatira. Unless Zen turns around and holds coverage, which I actually would love. Um, but they're just setting up their position. This is almost a distraction. Like
yeah.
what are what is Orange going to do to create counterplay in this scenario? Like they don't have a beat on this, so okay. Then how do we stop them from setting something up, especially on the right side?
Yeah, yeah. Where we have almost no coverage as Orange, and we're just letting them have coverage. I honestly, we're making mistakes that we expect. If I'm talking about, we're making mistakes that we expect validation for. Like we hold coverage there, and it was very good coverage. But then we turn back, and we don't need to. We could keep holding it like here, or even I would argue like a diagonal forward and something like this. Um, we're making a lot of mistakes that we're just expecting to work. This is that
hmm
higher level of play that we try to teach people, where it's like once you get to these higher levels, you're not going to get these opportunities. Orange is not getting the opportunities anymore.
We noticed about 20 seconds ago how Falcons went to hold coverage early, and it was very valuable coverage. The difference here is what Vatira is going to hold is less valuable than what he was holding before. So he's valuing the momentum over the coverage, and that's the really big difference between that previous position and this one is they're rushing to hold coverage that is less meaningful than what they have now.
Oh, I love that Killers just didn't instantly leave and he waited to see what Monkey Moon was doing. I love that. Um, I think this is the only point in time I'm fine with Killers going all the way back here, if and only if Rawas plays this slowly. Um, because there's a lot of opportunities that Orange could just turn, and this could be high momentum potential, and we need to respect that, especially with the way that we came in on this play, mostly valuing this side of the field. If they clear it over here, we need a guy ready and available. So I don't mind this personally. It could have been done a little bit better, I think, especially if we on kickoff. For example, just win for Rawas if we just went for this boost. This is hindsight, though. This is not a mistake. This is not a thing. You cannot
Yeah.
predict this. Um, but if this is a game plan, this is suffocating. So I really like him going back here, honestly. But if you are a fucking wizard and shit, you
Yeah.
could you have a game plan based off of it. I don't like Rawas flipping here, even though TRK is really just giving the ball in a way where it could go to Rawas easily because everyone's leaving. Um, which I think is what's happening. I think we're going for a passing play here. Um, And we're playing off of what we expect our opponents to do, which is a big mistake. We're expecting Vatira not to jump and have Monkey Moon get back for him. Um, and I think especially you've heard me say a lot, don't expect things from your opponents. Now that's not to say the least or the most threatening thing that could be happening, but it's like, oh, he could just still be defending this, and he could be doing that, but he also could jump. We need to respect this jump, and we're kind
Yeah,
of
this is the
avoiding
most.
it.
I think this is the most committal piece of offense we've seen for a while.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, we even
Also,
do see him jump.
also, we are averaging 1 goal every 20 seconds against this team. By the way,
Jesus Christ, that's impressive.
like,
I love this recognition though. I really want to say this is calmed and he just went passing solo. This is the exact thing you need in comms, where it's you're dictating a plan that the rest of the team is actively respecting. Um, and we're seeing that very well where, oh, the 50 could potentially go out this way, but if it's a high momentum potential ball, Killers has this. Um, Everything's almost covered here. It's very hard for Orange to really depict anything, especially off of kickoff, where as Monkey Moon, we didn't jump or anything. We didn't create any threats. If we wanted to create a threat, now was the time, but Monkey Moon just didn't go for it.
yeah,
Yeah, and Rawas turns in for the ball that I was expecting. I would
kind of a what the monkey moon. Watch it. Watch his pathing here.
what? Oh my gosh.
That's what I'm saying.
I guess it makes sense if he wants to play pressure by presence, but there's no threat with that then.
Yeah.
It completely defeats the pressure by presence. He's no longer looking for the challenge opportunity. He's just leaving. I would really love though, honestly, if now, unfortunately, we can already see TRK's leaving, but I would have really loved to see him go for bumps, and Monkeyman to go BC, and Vatira to honestly pre-jump, allowing Zen to hold this meaningful coverage. Um,
Just starting to create some counterplay. Like, we got to disrupt this.
yeah, I'm noticing a lot. We are when we're orange, there is a lot of pressure on us. And the
Yeah.
counterplay that we do get, it is not as valuable as blues by any means.
Yeah, I would agree.
I think this not only speaks volumes about the type of play, but how we're treating the play. Where Orange is really like, oh, these guys are just playing weird. Let's hope they play the same way we expect.
Yep.
Where Blue is more like Storm from Lightning McQueen. Where it's just like, yeah, we're evolving. We're changing the way things work. Um, and if you don't evolve, you just don't. And that's not our fault. It's yours. Um,
hmm
so I really respect even just the mental aspect of Blue. Even though they do disregard uh, that play that Vatira had of jumping off of the wall, I still respect Blue's immediate respect for things rather than um, Orange is almost like like ballet dance with it.
Well, it's immediately respecting what could happen instead of waiting for the bad thing to happen and reacting.
Yeah, that's a way better way of phrasing it. Um,
Holy, I think we're at an hour.
yeah, yeah.
Whoa.
I do want to say though one last thing before we end it is I really think that Orange has inbred their skill like crazy, especially against other teams that play coverage. I think I described it to you before as me and my brother have inbred our skill so much in Super Smash Bros. It's like a movie. We both know what's going to happen. We both know the outcome, but we just don't know what's better. We don't know what's going to happen if we don't do it. We've inbred our skills so much that it is reductive if we do anything else. And I really do see that in orange, where blue is, like you said, still very malleable.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I think it's good to end it there.
Indeed.